Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use, like an answer to the question, Chris, are you going to be giving away some Intel Android tablets this week? And I already answered that question yesterday, but I'm very happy to answer that question again today. This Asus MemoPad 8 is going to be going to randomly. This is just a gift, because otherwise I'm just strapped with 5 of these tablets here at home, and I could probably use all of them, but I figured, hey, why not give some away to people in our community? Very happy to do so. And to qualify, you do it just like today's gift recipient, Quotidian Light. Now, this woman is, I'd say, I guess, a personal hero. I know a little bit about her backstory from what she shared in social. She's quite a participant with our community. I've known her for quite some time. I get to know people's usernames and avatars, especially when, they're nice and supportive. So it's kind of nice that this person was picked completely at random. And the way that she qualified is that she did 2 things. One, sorry, I meant to do this, because apparently doing this is, it's a different kind of symbol in a different kind of culture. 2 things. She included in a tweet the Intel Android hashtag. You see that? She didn't begin the tweet with my username, but she included it. Just like I said, you got to do that, because otherwise, if someone's using the Intel Android hashtag, I don't know if you're a part of our community or what. So she started a tweet with a regular sentence. She tagged me in it and included the Intel Android hashtag right there. So Quotidian Light, I will be DMing you possibly for more information on Twitter, likely following you by way of the LockerGnome account on Twitter, so that way you will know it's me. She may not know that she's the recipient of this, but I'm very, very happy, because she's saying it would be great for writing away from home and reading ebooks. It looks great, Chris Pirillo. Well, I haven't actually used one yet. I only unboxed it, but I didn't want to begin using it because it's really not mine. It's a gift. I mean, how would you like it if someone played with your gift before they gave it to you? Oh, here you go. I played with it. So if Quotidian Light would like, I will play with it to give people my first impressions of the Asus MemoPad 8. But it is running, just about anything you would want to run on an Android tablet, I imagine, today, and that includes on an Intel processor. Some people, it's kind of funny. I didn't realize, but many people didn't know. I didn't realize, many people didn't realize that Intel is making Android devices, or at least powers Android devices. And the next one could be yours every day of this week. So keep tweeting every day. I'm watching all the tweets come in. There's one person that almost, I'm watching everything. One guy out there, I should retweet this later. He didn't qualify today, but he may have a chance tomorrow. He has a tattoo with Intel on it. He's got a little circuit board on his arm. I'm like, what? Now, I don't know if that's really him or what, but that's far. I don't know if there's anything I would ever want a tattoo on me. I know some people are real fans of tattoos. I'm a fan of temporary tattoos, personally. So there you go, Quotidian Light. Congratulations. Thank you for being a good part of our community, and thanks to Intel for their support for what we do as well, including another supporter, fantastic, or I should say a series of supporters, 913 Super Nomies, getting tons of bonuses every day, and I'm trying to think through the process of what more can I do for you. I mean, I do this kind of stuff, but what more? Let me know. Today also happens to be my brother Ben's birthday. He's another family vlogger. Feel free to follow him and say happy birthday. That doesn't score you any extra brownie points with me. It's just nice to do. But thank you to the 913 Super Nomies, even though you're all my Nomies. What's up, my Nomies? Yes, you're a Nomies. You know why? Because you know me. Nomies know me. And I hope you know me. Because if you don't know me, you're not one of the Nomies. But I'm assuming you're one of the Nomies. I also have to thank another supporter, Citrix. They have a product, GoToAssist. It offers a secure cloud-based solution for IT and customer support professionals to provide live and unattended remote support to their employees and customers working from any computer or mobile device. For a 30-day free trial, visit GoToAssist.com. And you should, because I've been using the product for a number of years, and it's so much easier, especially when I have to deal with issues that my parents might be running into. I'm not going to, fly or drive to where they are. I'm just going to say, hey, just go here, click this, install that, and I'm able to usually address the problem, because it's usually a software issue, a software hiccup. So thanks to all of our supporters. It's not exactly a slow news day, but it's relatively snow. It's not exactly a snow news day either. Not yet. Although autumn is definitely here, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm excited. There wasn't a lot of news that I caught today. If I were to call your attention to anything at this moment in time, well, there's a couple things really. First, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus are capable of faster charging using the iPad 2.1a adapter. So you could charge your iPhone 6 or 6 Plus faster. First bit of Apple news. Second bit of Apple news, Apple has reported that iOS 8 adoption has already reached 46%. That's fast. That's kind of impressive too. I'm still hoping that Apple's going to continue to work through some of the bugs that I've been experiencing with iOS 8. iOS 8? I'm buggy. Today, I'm buggy. Feel free to file a bug report for my mouth. That's okay to do, I think. So, iOS 8 adoption has already reached 46%. If there was any amount of Apple news to report to you, even if you don't have an Apple device, chances are you know someone who does. I hate to say that. Unless you're the type of person who says, oh, you have an Apple device, I can't know you. Really? Even if they're your parents? Even if they're your siblings? Even if they're your children? I mean, that's a little overboard. But who am I to say what's overboard if it's your choice to, admonish and distance yourself from people who don't use the same device as you do? Me, I'm kind of an open... What am I? Again, someone needs to file a bug report with my mouth. This is a big deal. Or a small deal. If you know someone who purchased the iPhone 6 or the 6 Plus or plans on purchasing either one of those devices, you should know that it's made, well, at least the outside of it's made, not the whole thing, of aluminum. And aluminum is malleable. And one of the things about malleable metal is that it can be malleable. It can bend. And that's exactly what's happening, apparently. If you stick your iPhone 6 or 6 Plus in your pocket or in a place where it possibly could get bent, it might get bent. And I know some people would say, oh, Apple could get bent. Well, they can't change the laws of physics. Yeah, some people think they can. They can't. They're a company, just like other companies out there. But since there are so many iPhones that were sold, what was it, 10 million opening weekend? I know there are a lot of people that are going to run into that problem. So, how do you solve that problem? One, don't put your iPhone in your pocket. I don't think that's a practical solution. Two, you could decide to reinforce your iPhone with a sturdy case, which would be my primary recommendation at this point. Of course, I still have the iPhone 6 Gold, which will be passing to Diana, even though I know gold is best. I'm not a fan of gold devices, but Diana is, and I just live to make my family happy. So let me go ahead and put my case back on. Mine is not bent, that I know of. I have not bent mine, although I have stuck my iPhone in my pocket. It's something to be aware of, even if you do not have an iPhone 6. Or a 6 Plus. Does this mean that you should make fun of anybody who purchased that? No, you shouldn't do that, because it's called Schadenfreude, which is a German word for don't do that. No. You may slam someone for something that they've decided on, or, make fun of them because of a problem that something that they own is having, but what goes around comes around. The same thing could happen to you. Just saying it's a possibility. Chances are you don't have a perfect gadget, or, every one of the gadgets that you own is not perfect. So be careful about, ha ha. If you want to, if your name's Nelson and you live in Springfield, feel free to do that. Ha ha. And then of course, if your iPhone 6 is bent, then you could be like Ralph Wiggum and say, I bent my iPhone. Don't tell me I'm the only Simpsons fan out there or in here. I'm in the box. I'm in a video here. So, let your iPhone 6 or 6 Plus toting friends or family members know that it could bend. There are reports of this happening. It doesn't mean you're holding it wrong. It doesn't mean that you can't stick it in your pocket or your purse or whatever. These are devices. They are prone to not being perfect. This is news, but it's also not news. I mean, it's just, aluminum can bend? What? Science. Check it out. So, pay attention, and even if it's not you who might have this problem, do your friends a favor or family. Don't make fun of them. Just say, hey, you may want to be aware of this. I'm just saying, you might want to do that. And you can even make that face. You might want to do that. And you can say, I'm not passing judgment. But it could bend. A lot of reports on that. I do plan on, when I do get my iPhone 6, which is going to be space gray, the only color for sophisticated people. That's my opinion, of course. I have to paint everything I say with, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Now, that's quoting Dennis Miller, one of the best quotes of all time. I plan on getting a more sturdy case, which will help reinforce it, as well as add battery life to the iPhone 6. I've been having some battery life issues with my iPhone 6. I don't plan on abandoning it anytime soon, because it's deeper than just one issue. And I've talked through that. I know people keep asking, are you going to switch? Are you going to switch? Are you going to switch? Trust me, you will be the first to know. You don't need to ask. This is a question you just don't need to ask me. You can. I probably won't answer. If I switch, you will, I promise, you'll be the first to know after it's done, or after I plan on doing it. That's the kind of guy I am. So I plan on getting a sturdy case. That's my recommendation. If you want to take the iPhone 6 back, fine. If you don't want to get an iPhone 6, fine. I don't care. I have no horse in this race. I just want you to be happy, and whichever device you choose, I want you to be happy with it. Reinforce your iPhone 6 if you plan on carrying it around. Kind of damning. But then again, if you look back in history, Apple hasn't exactly had an outstanding track record in terms of how it has designed its iPhones to stand up to regular use. They're devices. You use them all the time. Damage is going to happen. But you might remember Antennagate years ago. You might remember some issues where if you dropped the phone in a certain way, what was it? God, it's been so long. The 5, where if you dropped it a certain way, just the glass back shattered. These are materials. Okay. That, to me, that's, honestly, as sad as this is, the biggest news of the day, to me, was the fact that some people's iPhone 6 and 6 Pluses are bending. Just, that's how you protect it. Get a case that reinforces it, maybe add some battery life, problem solved. It's a problem. So, just letting you know. Don't say I never tried to help, because I did try to help. So now, I kind of want to do something slightly different now that I've spent a lot of time talking about Android and iOS. Microsoft, don't want to leave them out, have announced a $59.95, because $60 would be too much, a wireless display adapter for streaming Miracast devices to your TV. Love this idea. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I've long been waiting for a major player to release a Miracast adapter. So think of Miracast kind of like, not exactly like AirPlay, not exactly like the way that Google does things with Chromecast, but open-ish, or at least more so. So if you have a device right now that supports Miracast, you buy this adapter, suddenly you can beam it to the TV. And there are a lot of Miracast-supported devices out there. This was kind of like the last mile for me. That's one thing that I wish Apple would have done, was to include Miracast support. I mean, it may happen. If enough people buy this adapter, it's a possibility. $60, a little pricey. I mean, especially when you kind of compare it to something like a Chromecast, which doesn't exactly have the same type of features, but for most people, like, oh, $30 versus $60, which way am I going to go? Well, if you love Google, if you use Google products, if you have products that support the Chromecast would be probably a better option. But me, I'd steer more towards Microsoft on this front, if only because, A, they've had a pretty good history with hardware and peripherals. I used to swear by Microsoft keyboards and mice. I used to love them. The wireless display adapter was it was needing to come from a major vendor like Microsoft. So this could spur on more support for Miracast. And one could hope that Apple would support Miracast in line with what they've done with AirPlay. That is a possibility. I know some people wrote off my Apple, and even I did, saying, oh, they're probably never going to support NFC. Well, now they do with the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. Haven't had a chance to use it. Oh, Diana, that reminds me. I've got something downstairs. Hang on. Let me try to get a hold of Diana. Text Diana.
Okay, what do you want to say to Diana Pirillo?
Could you bring the purple speaker upstairs for me? Thank you.
Ready to send it? Okay, I'll send your message.
That easy. Hands-free. I didn't have to type it out. What? I'm going to a walrus dinner. You know, I realized I'm charging the phone. I could have done, hey Siri. Oh, sorry. Xbox On.
No need to apologize.
Okay, Google. Okay, now that I've upset just about everybody out there, I'm thinking about starting all my videos like that. You know, like, okay, Google. Hey, Siri. Xbox On.
I think you've got the wrong assistant, Chris.
Whoa! Siri talking smack. Gotta love that. Let me go ahead and kick in this little presentation behind me, get all these supernomies the credit that they deserve. Thank you again for your support. Now, what's next? Oh, Google. Speaking of Google, they just rebranded. This is a long time coming. Google Currents is now called Google Play Newsstand. It used to be called Google Currents. It's on iOS. It's or I should say also available for iOS. Huge redesign with this if you're a fan of Google, if you like following your news with Google, and you have an iOS device. It might be something that you're going to be happy about because it's there and it's free and it's Google and it's iOS all combined. Blizzard. For those who game in my community, although I know I've got a lot of people who game, I don't know if I have a lot of traditional gamers in the community because I'm just not a gamer. I don't. That's not a label that I identify with. Blizzard has canceled its next-gen Titan game after 7 years. That's a long cycle to go through. Man, that would suck. Imagine working on something for 7 years only to never see it like come to fruition. That would suck. That would suck big time. I'm sorry to hear that. And if you were looking forward to Titan, you may be sorry to hear that as well. They've now canceled it. Philips has planned to split its company into two companies, one focused on healthcare and tech, and one on lighting. Fascinating, but that's interesting as well. Maybe their hope is to replace all the bulbs in your house with Philips bulbs. Okay. I've slowly but surely been replacing most of the bulbs in my house with, and I would say, I still have a couple of incandescents, still a couple of CFLs, been replacing most of them with LEDs, just regular LEDs, dumb LEDs, and I'm fine with that. You know, flick a switch, the lights are on, like the lights in this room, they're just LED bulbs, and I don't need them to be internet enabled. Putting them in some places, sure, but everywhere, I don't know about that. Maybe at some point. I think the issue for me is not just a matter of cost. And certainly you get cost savings and the green factor about saving energy and everything, but for me, it's about the amount of lumens. The higher, the better. Bright. I love a good bright light. The problem with a lot of those LED bulbs is they have an equivalent of like 40 watts. It's just not very bright. I'm like, well, why am I going to swap out this, let's say, 75 watt bulb with an equivalent, let's say, what would be normally 40 watts if that was the power that was drawn. So I haven't really pushed too deeply into it. But I'm happy to say that most of the house here is powered by LED technology. Thank you, everybody, for supporting our ongoing efforts, including the ability for me to do things like I do right now. I got this yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to unbox it, but I'm going to unbox it for you today. And this is another Intel Android tablet. I thought I was giving this away, but apparently not. Intel sent this to me. And it just came at the same time as the other Intel Android tablets. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, I'd be happy to keep this one. So this is the Iconia Tab 8 from Acer. This one, I do believe, is the one of them that is running KitKat and Intel inside. People are just so surprised. Wait, hang on. Is this quad-core 1920 by 1200 full HD dual cameras, 0 air gap. Well, that sounds fancy. All right, let's go ahead and unbox. Here's the box. Pretty simple. We'll pop out the tablet and the instruction manuals, which nobody reads. Let's face it. Come on. When was the last time you read a gadget manual? The last time I read a gadget manual was the other day, because a lot of the baby tech stuff that we're getting, we just got a, what was it? A rocking swing thingy. The geekiest swing I've ever found. We'll probably be highlighting it in the vlog. You'll see it in the vlog. I don't know if Diana's going to do a review on it. We're going to do a review on it for her channel, which is mostly mommy stuff, or will be, revolving around her identity as a mommy. But, of course, she likes other things as well. Here's the adapter, which looks to be fully compatible with anybody who doesn't live in the U.S. That looks like to be the standard that I've used when I've traveled to Europe, traveled abroad, potentially other places. There we go. We'll plug that in. USB on this side. There's the adapter with the grounded prong. You stick in there, you plug it in, charge it up. The Iconia Tab 8. Silver. Okay, well, maybe it's not real silver. I don't think I could pocket this, though. Seems to be a bit thicker, like wider, I should say, compared to the Nexus 7, sorry. In fact, give me a second. Diana must not have received my text. I'm trying to... Yeah, there we go. Yep. I remember last time I held on to the Nexus 7, it seemed to be a bit thinner. That, obviously, we're talking, I believe, completely different type of device. When we're talking about the Iconia, there's one camera on the back, one camera on the front. Nice. Or I guess some people think it's nice to be reminded. Acer right there, and you also have Acer on the back. Let's go ahead and remove that top sticker. It just reminds you. It's nice. Came right off. I love that. Sometimes it's a challenge to get those stickers off. All right, on the side we have... Oh, over here we got a micro SD slot. Nice. Looks to be a speaker down here on the back. Then we have the volume rocker and the power button off to the side. It's kind of this curved edge here, but it's sharp. It doesn't... I don't know if I could hold this with one hand for very long because... I won't say sharp. It's definitely more... like at the edges. Doesn't hurt. I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a rounded edge that would make it softer or easier to hold that way. It's a bit of a stretch, even for my hand, to palm this particular tablet. I could do it if I needed to. Powered by Android. Acer. Explore beyond limits. So, I'm going to be giving this, I guess, a workout. It's on a quad-core Intel processor, which makes me happy. It's faster. But a faster processor doesn't always translate into faster performance. I think this is one of the first tablets, like in a particular variety, that I have running not just on Intel, but on a quad-core processor, to my knowledge, on a tablet. Okay, we're going to skip anyway. Yeah, I'm just kind of jumping through things. Date and time, Google services, blah, blah, blah. I'll reset it later. There are great reasons to get an Acer ID. I don't want one right now. Thank you for asking, though. Thank you. That was very nice of you. So here we go. Make yourself at home. Choose some apps. It's Android, man. Or woman. Okay. Here we go. Flipping back and forth. Clean. A lot of people still slag Android for having some amount of stutter, but, even launching this for the first time, it's, I got a nice little haptic feedback. I love haptic feedback. You tap it and, that little vibration. It's like one of the things... I seriously, I love haptic feedback. I can't be alone. You can see the screen is nice and bright. I don't even know if that's at full brightness either. Let's see here. Location brightness. Oh, that's not even at full brightness. Now it's at full brightness. Ooh, that is bright. So it comes pre-installed with Zinio, free magazines. You've got some games that I assume you could purchase. Audible, fan of Audible. And hopefully you got your free Audible audiobook download. If you use audible.com/LockerGnome, you might as well. It's a free audiobook. What are you going to do? And then I also have, sorry, I got to put this in there, Nature Box for snacking. I forgot to bring up my snacks. I wanted to today because we just got our new Nature Box. You can get a free sampler pack. naturebox.com/Pirillo. Looks like they also have shortcuts on the desk, or desktop, I was going to say, the home screen. Booking.com, AccuWeather, Acer Cloud, and Acer Store. Then some widgets as we slide back and forth. Pretty smooth, I would say, performance outright, but I haven't run any benchmarks or really done anything intensive yet. We got a little weather widget on that tab. Let's see here, what else? Google Play, Google Calendar, Gmail, Chrome, the camera, and then we've got, like, it looks to be Google Folder. This looks, they haven't done a lot of modification. It seems they got some different default apps installed here on Android, but I appreciate that they haven't done any heavy modification on the user interface. I'm a fan of the way that Android has evolved with its user experience and user interface. I really have. And it's clean, it's efficient, it's straightforward. Very much looking forward to seeing Android L running on devices. This is, as I said, even though I'm not connected to the internet right now, it is running KitKat 442 to be specific. 442, and I haven't even run a system update because I'm not connected. I just kind of wanted to jump into this outright. Let's see here. Yeah, wow. Okay, it's responsive and scrolling. It seems clean enough. Let's see, what would be a good thing to scroll? Let's open Google Chrome. I don't want to sign in. Although the fonts, and this may be a system thing that they modified. Let me dive in here. The fonts seem bigger, like outright, So they may have made that modification, but I don't know if that is going to be something that I can actually, theoretically, should be able to tweak. Display, yeah, look, font size, it comes large. Oh, you're gonna love this. Font size, small, normal, large, and huge. I'm gonna go small. Color me a fan of the small font. I like, oh, dude, okay, I said small, not dinky. Let's try it again. Whoa, that was dinky. I'm just gonna go normal. Let's just go, yeah. Okay, normal. Normal's good. Normal works for me. Okay, back to Chrome. Okay, where could we go? Let me go to my Instagram page. INST. Oh, can I spell it? Even if I say it out loud. Instagram / Chris Pirillo. Haptic feedback, Google Keyboard. I'm offline. You know, someone should have explained to me that I can't visit a website when I'm not connected to the internet, because you knew full well, as much as I did, that I was not connected to the internet. Well, it failed fast. I mean, that's my fault. The tablet itself didn't fail. Wow. Okay, I like it. I like it. In terms of, like I said, haven't, given it a full, run it through its paces, but as I think I'd be able to use this more effectively as a double-handed tablet than I would a single-handed tablet. Personally, if you're asking for my taste, and you're not, I prefer designs much more like the Nexus 7, a different type of product. I like the soft back. I like the fact that it's all black. It's clean. It's easy to hold. It's just a different device for a different type of person. And more than likely, if I ran benchmarks between these two devices, because this is not a direct comparison, I would find the Intel quad-core system to run substantially faster than the Nexus 7, or maybe just a little faster. I don't know. I haven't given it a shot yet. But everything to this point, even booting it up and getting things going, I haven't noticed anything that you would think of as classic Android or classic OEM. They really have not modified everything I've seen, including dialogues that seem to be Acer's. They don't seem to be radically different from quote-unquote stock Android, or that stock Android experience. I appreciate that they're using Google Chrome outright rather than a third-party browser, having two browsers on the system. Hey, ooh, look at that! It even includes a barcode scanner. That's kind of neat. So just things that you might not care about, but the average person like, oh, cool, I can do a barcode scanner. So I'm scanning barcodes, even though I'm not really scanning barcodes. I should probably just launch the default camera app here, shouldn't I? Looks like different. Yeah, see, look, the dialogue here, instead of being blue, is green. No, we don't need to geolocate anything. There's the front-facing camera. Seems pretty standard. Tap to focus, or take the picture. There we go. Clean. Very nice. Let's go ahead and reverse. Flip the camera around. Let's do a selfie. Everybody smile. We're taking... Ooh. This is something it's kind of odd. I mean, not bad for, video networking, but they've bumped up the gain on this front-facing camera. Could be that I'm indoors, but not horrifically so. I just look awfully drowned out in pink, like you would normally see. I usually, adjust midtones in the daily vlog. If you notice that some shots that are done in lower light in the vlog, in the other YouTube channel, I seem kind of blown out. It's because I have to make adjustments to the gain. So there's an unboxing of the Acer Iconia 8. Seems fast enough for most, if not all, of your needs. Gaming on a tablet, which some people absolutely are inclined to do. Oh, I felt this. So the screen, it's kind of it's like the top of a jar, after you've opened it. So it's not happening on the bottom, but it's happening on the top. Maybe that's just mine. I don't know. I run the Intel Android. I don't know, but this is not the one. This is for me. We use at home. We give to baby. No, we no give to baby. Give baby tablet, no good idea. Now that I've offended all the people who sound like that in real life. I didn't mean to. Hun? Yeah? Did you get my text? Which one? The one that I thought I had sent? I don't have my phone. Oh, you don't have your phone. I sent it a good few minutes ago. It's okay. I'll just wait for tomorrow. Someone sent a transit update speaker. It's a purple speaker, and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. But maybe that'll give me time to use it, and then I'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll do that. And tomorrow we'll also be giving away, let's say, this Asus MemoPad 8, another Intel Android tablet. Yeah, like I said, there's really, you guys are like, what? You're all about Android. You never talk about iPhone anymore. You've changed. The only other thing that I had for a bit of news before I kind of wind down and do our daily Q&A with you and me of the day, the separate video. Today's question I'm answering is, what goals do you hope to hit before year end? Got a couple goals I'd love to hit. I got a few people I'd love to hit too, but I'm not a violent person. That's just not how that's just not who I am. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Cassie Lowe says, hey Chris, when you said hey Siri, my Siri came on. Ha ha! My cat's breath smells like cat food. Me fail English? That's impossible. Oh, Adam Toms, you were close. He said, I failed English. No. That wasn't the Wiggum quote. The only other bit of news is Samsung is exiting the laptop market in Europe for now after a decline in PC market. I also realized that this is trying to be like the iPhone because I have no problem with this. The lens is protruding, and so you're never going to get a completely flat lay down. It's just laying on the lens that is protruding on the back. It's a protruding lens. It's the thing. Protruding camera lenses. I don't know if you knew this. They're the new black. Even on white tablets. Huh? All right. Yeah, give me a break. It's Tuesday. Slow news days. But on slow news days, you get more gadget stuff. If I have the gadgets to show off. So, thank you, everybody, for your support. I hope you're having a good week, and if you're not, let me be the first, potentially, to tell you that I appreciate you, and as long as you're doing good, and you're pursuing your own happiness, so long as it doesn't come at the cost of somebody else's happiness, then I hope you are doing well. Thanks again for all the likes, the comments, the shares, the subscribes, the you being you, and enjoying and appreciating us being us. At this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. We'll see you later. Oh, I didn't mean to say that at the end. I don't want to say that anymore. I'm just going to say, okay, can I do over? At this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.